Hello YouTube, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this synth here, which is a Dreamy kind of Blippy lead synth that I made when I first started Reason. This is probably the second or third synth that I made, and I thought why not make a tutorial on it. It's a pretty decent synth, and I'm going to be putting out a lot of tutorials anyway. This is going to be one of them, might as well get it out of the way. So, on count. So, this is what the synth sounds like. So yeah, that's what it sounds like. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a different way how to make the sound. I'm just going to show you through the actual synth because it's actually pretty quick. Two multi-oscillators. We're going to pick this wave. I don't know what it's called, so if you do know, please leave it in the comments. That would be great. Octave 4 on both of them. Route them both to low pass louder filter. Take the detune amount down on both of them. Leave the envelope where it's at, leave the mixer where it's at, no shaper, route it. The gain is at negative 2.1 decibels. On the chorus, I left the dry wet where it was and I just brought the chorus amount to 4. Filter envelope, the attack is at 0, the decay is at 761, sustain at negative 32.1, release at 4.35, attack on the amp envelope 88.5, decay 21.2, sustain negative 21.8, and release is at 13.9 milliseconds. So after that, you can tempo sync it or whatever to your track. You're going to have two LFOs going on here. LFO1 source, and the amount is 12 and 16 on oscillator 1 and 2's pitch. And that's what's going to give it that kind of sound in the background. And you're going to want the polyphony at 1, release polyphony at 1, portamento is at 30, and it is on. Now for the compressor, I didn't really use this for what I wanted to. I should have actually touched this up before I made the tutorial, but you can use this to sidechain it if you're going to be using it in different ways, but I wouldn't usually sidechain this. So this really isn't being used very much. Delays, you're going to have two delays. You're going to have it on step 3 and 4, steps 1/16, and then feedback is at 26, pans at 0, and dry and wet is at 16. And then on the second one, 26, 0, dry and wet is at 16. Then we are going to go into an RV7000, and all we're going to do is we're going to touch up this stuff up here. Dry wet is going to be at 16, high EQ at 29, damp at 16, decay at 63. I don't know why I did it backwards this time. I usually do it that way, but that's okay. Then I sent that into a unison, 16 count, put the detune at 4 just so it's getting a little bit, and that kind of ties in with the LFOs that you did over here, and it gives it a more full tone. Doesn't make it sound very robotic. And the tri-wet is at 20, and then I ran that into a splitter and put it into 2 channels. If you don't know how to do that, all I did was I flipped the rack around and I took the source from the unison, which is actually this one. As you can see, it's over here, and then I took the empty channels and I put them into an audio in, and I panned it hard left and hard right, and I named it left right. And that widens up the synth. I have an entire short tutorial video on that in my channel if you haven't already seen that. And then EQ, all I did was cut the lows a bit and boost the highs and the mids a little bit. So low shelf gain, whoops, I moved that. I put negative 7.4 and the Q at 2. And then frequency all the way up on parameter 1, and gain at 7.1, Q at 4.2. And what else am I missing? I know I'm missing something. Oh, just that way we aren't clipping. I usually, I guess, because when I use this in my projects, I already have it in a rack, and I adjusted it to what I used, and I had these levels at 70, and I had this over here at 100, just so that way we aren't clipping and the sound feels a little better, and then you can add whatever little tweaks and stuff you want with other plugins. I don't know what you would want to use on this, maybe an external compressor or something like that. I definitely wouldn't use a sausage fattener or any odd stuff like that on it. No homicide or distortion units. That would make this sound very awkward. So yeah, I hope you liked this tutorial, and please rate, comment, subscribe if you liked it. Yeah, see ya.